Hey, how's it going? I get a lot of questions about how to use Smeargle or how to get moves onto Smeargle, how to find Smeargle, etc. And I think those questions are fair. I spend so much of my video talking about my Smeargle and its moves, I've never explained how to actually get a Smeargle ready for SOS hunting. So I'm going to show you from beginning to end how you have a Smeargle that will be pretty good at SOS chaining. Okay, so the first step is to actually find a Smeargle, assuming you don't have one. If you do, congratulations, you've already completed step one. The step zero that I guess I should also mention is you need to be at least to the Elite Four where you can access the move relearner, because otherwise this takes forever. Okay, so once you encounter a Smeargle, you actually can use this opportunity to teach it its first move. For SOS chaining, a very useful move is False Swipe, so I have my Parasect, which knows both False Swipe and Spore. Unfortunately, Smeargle can only learn one move at a time, so it'll just know False Swipe, but that saves me a little bit of work. I wouldn't advise using a Beast Ball, by the way. I just thought a Beast Ball looks really cool. It takes forever. Beast Balls have like a tenth of the catch rate of a standard Pokeball, so just use any other Pokeball, unless you want it to look really cool. Anyway, once you catch your Smeargle, if you have a heart scale, talk to this lady and she will teach your Smeargle Sketch. If you don't have a heart scale, you can go to Melee City or pretty much any city. I like Melee City's restaurant because they give a lot of heart scales. Yes, you get heart scales for eating at restaurants. It's kind of weird. So you just talk to this guy, you pick a meal, it costs $4,000, and then you sit through a little cutscene, you eat your meal, and either he or a minor character will give you heart scales. In this case, Nanu showed up, he ate with me and gave me 8 heart scales, which is a bonus because usually you only get 4. I'm not sure why they show up sometimes, but I don't really care. Anyway, go back to Howley City where you're going to find Smeargle. If I didn't mention it before, that's where Smeargle is. It's on Route 2, and you can access it by flying to Howley City. So, on Route 2 by Howley City, you're going to want to get the Pokemon at the front of your party who has the move you want to teach to Smeargle. So you actually need a Pokemon that knows the move. If it's a ghost Pokemon with a ghost move, you can skip like what I'm going to say is step 1 once you encounter a Smeargle. That's why I'm not using Marowak. I'm going to actually use Umbreon. Also, Umbreon looks really cool, so I'm happy to use it. Okay, so now once you have found a Smeargle, I guess step 1, find a Smeargle. Step 2, you're going to need to use your attacking move, but you can't use it on Smeargle because if you have a level 87 shiny Umbreon, it's going to faint it pretty quick. So here's what I do. I don't think this is the best method, but it's just the one I like to use. I use an Adrenaline Orb, and then I pretty much just stall. Smeargle only has Sketch, and it only has 1 PP, so it'll just start struggling. Once its HP gets low enough, almost always it'll call in help, and that's what you want to happen. You need it to call in help so that you can get the help to sketch your Dark Pulse. The only exception is if that you have a Pokemon that is weak enough not to KO Smeargle, you can just attack Smeargle. Someone asked once on a video how I got Leafage onto my Smeargle. That was actually how. I didn't have to wait for a second Smeargle. But it's not a big deal. Second Smeargle showed up. You might wonder, wait, won't that Smeargle just struggle itself and knock itself out? It could. I've only had that happen to me once, and I've done this like 100 times, but I don't know. It's just the fastest way and overall. The one time the Smeargle knocks itself out, it's not very fast, but usually it won't. Anyway, swap in your Smeargle that has 1 Sketch slot available, use Sketch on the other Smeargle, and there you go. You now know Dark Pulse. Why am I teaching it Dark Pulse? No particular reason. I just wanted to show off Umbreon. That was actually a fluke. I was trying to find Anticipation Eevee and found a shiny Eevee. I was pretty happy with that. Anyway, go back to the Pokemon Center. Talk to the lady. You have 4 heart scales now, so you will have enough for this. Go back to Route 2. Get on your Stoutland and or Tauros. Find another Smeargle. And now we're going to teach Smeargle a status move. Status moves are way easier because you don't need Smeargle to call in help. You can just use it right away because it won't damage Smeargle, even if it's like toxic or something. So I'm going to give it Moonlight because, I don't know, no particular reason. Once again, I'm just showing off how to give any status move. I don't know if transform will work. I've always wondered, can you use transform? I don't think so, but I'll look that up. Anyway, so now the other Smeargle just knows Moonlight. I can sketch Moonlight, and now I know Moonlight. So you can repeat this for one more attacking move and or status move. You now know how to get your Smeargle to have a 4-move Smeargle set. But you might want to train your Smeargle up for a higher level. Level 10 Smeargle isn't going to do nearly enough damage and or be able to take enough hits. So if you've beaten the game, you can go to Heya Heya City and go to this building where you can encounter the the director of Game Freak. So I actually equip Lucky Egg to my Smeargle. I'm going to use, in my option settings, I have it to shift instead of set, because that way I can keep swapping Smeargle in. And I'm going to use Pokemon Refresh to give my Smeargle a Rainbow Berry, or Bean Berry. You know, rainbow type of food. It's always a different type of food. Anyway, so you scroll. I hate the scrolling, by the way. You feed it the Rainbow Berry, and this will actually give it an additional 1.2 times experience when it battles. So this likely will gain Smeargle at least 20 levels or so. Unfortunately, because I use multiple 3DSs, I'm not actually able to battle Morimoto. Oh yeah, here's where I show off. Make sure you have it into Switch. Or Shift, whatever they call it. The reason why I don't have it on that all the time is I think it's unfair. It makes the game too easy. But when you're training a Smeargle, it doesn't matter. Anyway, because I use multiple 3DSs, he won't battle me. Anytime you change the time setting or have a different 3DS, the game's like, oh, you're cheating, so we're not going to let you do anything that's on a timer. And it's like, can't I just have a 3DS for filming and a 3DS for just general use? But no. Anyway, that's about it. At this point, you should have a pretty high-level Smeargle, which knows 4 moves, both attacking and status, and is ready for SOS hunting. So if you have any questions, just leave a comment. But otherwise, good luck with your Smeargle.